Hello, I'm Scott with Sean's Photography, and I see we have an issue about the X1 and the 600. Doesn't make a difference what 600 you got, they're all made by Godox. Let's go in here. We've got our 600 turned on. The X1's in the hot shoe of 5D Mark III. Let's hit the menu button. External flash control settings, we'll hit select, and we'll go down to our flash function settings. Here you'll see if your X1 is engaged properly, you will get into this screen. You can see we're on group mode, we're in wireless, our high-speed sync is already engaged, so when it hits over 250 of a second, or 200 of a second, which is on this camera, you'll get high-speed sync. So the previous post I've seen, it shows that you have to go through the menu system. You don't have to do that. So here we are in channel 1. It's right here, it's telling us our flash is going to fire, which is this, even though there's not a flash up there, it's the X1. We have group A in manual, group B in manual, group C in manual, and D is off and E is off. Alright, so if we go down here, so let's scroll down, go into our settings, and this one's in B. So we're going to adjust we're in manual. We're not shooting ETTL because I didn't bring that one out. Okay, so that actually switches to 1/8, which this one says 1/8. And if we scroll up, this is switched to 1/8. Now, if I go and change my settings up here, you have to fire the trigger for the camera to recognize it inside the system. And hopefully that kind of makes sense. So if I go up here and I change my setting group, go up one and go down, it's adjusting here. Let me change the mode off. But it still says manual because I just shut that group off. It says manual, this says off. But then if I fire it and go back into my menu system, it'll show that it's off. You can see it's off right there. But if I go in here, go into my menu system, I'm going to turn it on, I'm going to set it to manual mode, and it automatically changes here and automatically changes there. If you are not seeing this screen, then there is something wrong, that your X1 is not fully engaged into the hot shoe, or your hot shoe is dirty, that needs to be cleaned, or your pins need to be cleaned on the X1 itself, or you have burned out the top unit of your hot shoe. I've done a lot of workshops, and a lot of the students come in using a newer camera with an older flash. They got it at the thrift store or got for a super cheap deal from one of their friends. And they go to use it and they find out that it's not compatible with their new camera. And what happens is it burns out the hot shoe, and that's one of the biggest common repairs at the Canon shop out here in California, is people using older flashes on top of their newer systems, and it actually shorts out the top of our hot shoe. So that could be a problem. Not saying that's happening with yours, I'm just saying that can be a problem. And you'll have to send that into Canon and get that repaired. If you cannot get this to engage, and after you already cleaned out your pins and cleaned out the hot shoe, then I would probably send your flash or your camera into the Canon repair shop and have them fix your hot shoe for you, because it's probably no longer usable. And if that still consists, what happens is later down the line is, okay, this hot shoe's not working, but then it shorts out another part of the camera, and then all of a sudden your focus system stops working. So there is a reason why I know a little bit about the burnout hot shoe, because like I said, a lot of people have burnt their system out at a few of my workshops. Okay, so again, if you do not see this screen, you can't engage this screen on your 5D Mark III using this X1. Make sure the X1 is fully engaged and locked in tight. If that doesn't work, clean the contact pins on the X1 as well as the hot shoe of the camera. If that doesn't work, then you're going to have to send your camera in for repairs, because it is technically, you shorted out the hot shoe in your camera. Again, my name is Scott with Sean's Photography, and hopefully this will help. Thank you.